Okay. Okay. What's up, baby? You changed your title, Shazam. How did you do that? Does it change it on your channel too? Oh. Well, I need more subs anyways. Nice to see you too, Kathy. God, I'm so late. I was trying to get on here at 7. Then my mom called, and I had to make dinner. Then I had to deal with the animals. And then they were being loud because they bark every time my son comes out because they're not used to him being here. They want attention. So, there's so much. And then I tried to come on, and my camera wasn't working, so I had to go out, come back in. So, that's all right. Whoever doesn't see it tonight will see it later. It took me longer than 10 minutes. I said 10 minutes. It took a lot longer than that. So I apologize. I was starting to feel tired too. So I really forced myself to get on here. So I was starting to feel, I felt really drained lately. I've felt really tired lately for some reason. I think just because I was overdoing it for a while there. So I'm trying to just listen to myself and not get overly drained. So I have the purple light up. This light that I got switches color. You guys like this color that's up? I don't know if I should just do white, or this is almost white. It's like a purple, but it's bright. This thing is like, hey, look. It's red or pink, actually. Lighter pink. That's red. That's orange. Yellow. Yellow. Green. More green. Different color green. Blue. Dark blue. Blue. I think that's the purple I had. You know, there's one where you go like this and it changes on me. I was like, oh, party. That's all the. Is that too much retro? Is that too much? I think it's cool, but it might be distracting. Oh, I can add it here. Easy. Easy peasy. Yes, thank you to Tammy, who got it for me because I was saying I needed a. So very nice of her to do this for me. It's a cool one. It is kind of distracting though. So I probably won't leave it on that. I think it's cool though. That's what I said. We could be in a disco. Disco. Anyways. I know, it would be. I wish they would do something like that. I can't even get him to touch a cat ball. Okay. I'm gonna. I think there's another mode where it's slower. Yeah, there's this one. That one's better because it's not as distracting. It's not as fast. I don't know. It's up to you guys. What do you guys think? Should we leave it on color or should we put it just on one color? Because that's slower. Oh, now you remember on both of them? If you guys haven't followed Vanished and Forgotten, do that. She's starting to get her YouTube going, but she's going to be highlighting missing persons and other cases over there. So if you get a chance, go over there and like her or subscribe to her channel. She's just getting started, so we're probably gonna collaborate a little bit as well with that channel, I think. So, all right. What's up? Going somewhere? Oh, that one's now. This one's cool. It does half and half of the colors. Oh, it changes the color around. Oh, that's kind of cool. You guys can see it in my glasses. It's really neat. I like that one. Okay. Maybe like when we're not doing a reading. Oh, now it's going like doing that. Look at my glasses. It's pretty cool. There's different modes. It's neat. Okay. Just playing. I didn't play with it so while I'm waiting for people, I thought I'd play with it. It does it with all the colors. Huh. Interesting. Okay. There's a lot of different modes. I'm just going to put it back on my purple color. I think that's it. Yeah, see, she's saying collaborating and highlighting readings is the plan with the readings I've done, like validations and things like that, I guess, is what she's wanting to do. But, yeah, so go like that channel because she's going to need support. She's just getting started. Yeah, I know there's other ones. There's other people that do something similar. I think Donna has a channel that she works with where they kind of do that. So I think that's kind of what we're going for. Something similar, I think. Other than she hasn't put much up. It's brand new. So, just subscribe and she'll hopefully get some more stuff going on there. I know right now she's trying to put together a validation video from Riker. This learning how to do these video things is So yeah, make sure you check out Vanished and Forgotten. All right. I know I'm on kind of late, so I don't expect actually a lot of people to come, honestly. So I'm just going to clear real quick while I wait for people to come on. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. It does help with the algorithm. So, plus, how could you not like my videos? Okay. I'm so entertaining. I'm just clearing. That's why I'm quiet. Because I always forget to do that. I was in such a hurry because everything was taking so long. Right? She does it sometimes, but the later I do the videos, she doesn't really talk in the evenings. She talks during the day. That's why I said it's hard for me to do videos during the day. Because people bitch about it. So I'm glad that you're here. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you on the live before. Thank you. I know. I'm even like dumbfounded at how accurate that reading was. So I was I even get dumbfounded. You can ask Vanished and Forgotten and Going Somewhere. I even go like, what? So, yay. I'm glad. I know. I'm so sorry I'm so late. It wasn't my plan, I promise. Just stuff, because my son's here and, they had to eat. And by the time I had to run into town today and get hay for the goats, and, whenever I do that, my day's just, and then my mom called me at like 7, so I talked to her. And then I made them dinner. I ate. I had to take care of all the animals. So by the time I was done, it was like late, and I was like, oh crap. So I tried to get on here at like 7, but it didn't happen. That's okay. Whoever doesn't see it can see it later. So awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you here. So, yeah, I know, but everybody's so ahead of me. Like, most of my followers are like 2-3 hours ahead of me. So that's why it's kind of crappy. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't watched the first reading, go back and watch it. You could fast forward through all my ranting, because I only do that while I'm waiting for people to show up. I'm getting a headache already, but yeah, make sure that if you haven't seen it, watch it, because I can't believe how accurate it was. Now I know why he kept saying neighbor and he kept saying down the road, because the neighbor was down the road. Now, whether that's where his body is or he was just trying to point me to where the person was. Now, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, which I'll go into my whole spill in a minute, but maybe that's why he kept talking about, kept taking me down the road. And he was adamant. He was adamant about it. He wouldn't let me go anywhere else but there. So the fact that he is an older gentleman, I think he's 59. He has the white hair, like I said. He's a bigger dude. Everything seems to tie in. Now, there might be more involved. I'm curious at what I'm going to get tonight, because I got so much in the first reading that we got basically everything in the first reading. I'm going to try to focus more on location and see if anybody else is involved. That person is also connected to someone that works or worked for him. So that's why I was probably getting the neighbor and worked. Now, I don't know if the neighbor worked for him, but I know he is connected to someone that did work for him, does work for him. Yeah, for some reason my channel is unsubscribing people, so make sure that you're still subscribed. Make sure you have your notifications on and you're hitting that like button as you come in, please, because it does help my channel. It does help me get seen, and this is the only way that I am surviving right now, is off of readings and YouTube. So really trying to grow here. We're trying to get to 4K. My old channel now has 2,000 more subscribers than it did. Don't ask me how, because I haven't put any new videos, but somehow there's 5.12 on there now when there used to be 5.9 on my old channel. And I'm losing subscribers here, which is kind of odd. Like, I lost like 6 subscribers, which I don't know if it was accident or not. It could be, and it might not be. Who knows? So, all right, we got 20 people here. I'm going to go ahead and start with my stuff. So, if you guys have not listened to the podcast, please check out the podcast. The link is in the See More section below. Haven't been able to get a new one out recently. Just, I guess, life is going on for her, and we haven't been able to touch base. So, hopefully, we'll get a new one out soon, but there are a lot out so far. So please make sure that you check out the podcast. It's completely free. You can check out the link below, or you can find it on Spotify or Apple, places that you listen to podcasts. It is the podcast. It is the Psychic Sleuth podcast. If you have not joined my group, please do so. I do talk about extra things in there. I am going to be, getting out another random auto write world event. So if you guys have not seen those, I have 6 of them. I was asked to do another one today, so I'm going to be working on that soon. So if you want to check out the other 6, the stuff that I have said has been coming true. It's very good predictions, and even I'm blown away by some of the stuff that happens that I said was going to happen. It can happen. The stuff that I got about 3 years ago is starting to happen now. So, and then, stuff that I got in the random auto write 6, I got about the war and, Russia and everything. That was done in January before it happened. So those are really interesting videos if you guys are interested in world predictions and things like that. They're not to scare anybody. They're mostly to help prepare. I only give what Spirit gives, and so they give what they want us to know. So thank you, Eyes of Green. I'm getting the chills, but I don't know how it's going to turn out because I got so much information in the first reading. I'm curious really what I'm going to get this time. Anyways, so there is memberships. Now, what was weird is I did do Kanika Jenkins on my memberships, but for some reason it wasn't showing, how a lot of people's videos show up on the membership. Like, they'll show the video and it'll say members only or whatever, but you can still see the videos if you're not a member, like to see that it's there. It wouldn't do that in my channel, and I can't figure out why. So I had it up for members for about a week, and then I put it on my public because no one was seeing it and I wasn't getting any new members anyways. So I hope the members don't mind that I did that, but no one was seeing that the video was up on the members only. So I don't know why that was. But I do have a membership if you guys are interested. I do have a book. It's on Amazon. It's R&R Love, a Twin Flame Story. From everybody says it's a really good book and they really like it. So if you want something to read, a spiritual book, that's a good one, people say. I mean, it's got a lot of good reviews on it. Let's see. I do have merchandise, sweatshirts, t-shirts, things like that below. I'm trying to think. Patreon. We do have Patreon. We have a couple of Ted Bundy readings on there. I have the O.J. Simpson reading on there, and I have Black Delilah on there for Patreon. So you can do Patreon for as low as $1 a month. It does help me and it does support me. So that would be awesome to see more people on my Patreon, since it is only $1 a month. I think people spend more money on coffee, but it does support me. So I do have the super chat, the super stickers, and donations, whichever you guys want to do. If you feel so inclined, it's not necessary, but it does help me out. This does take a lot of time and energy, and this is actually my only income right now. And it's a struggle, let me tell you. I do give private readings. I do give psychic readings. Well, intuitive guidance readings is what I call them. And mediumship readings. So I do connect to deceased loved ones and pets. I have time frames ranging from 20 minutes all the way to an hour. If that's something you're interested in, you can reach me through Facebook, Instagram, or thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. You can also, what else was I going to say? See, spirit's already starting to come in. They're making my mind like all over the place. So that's why when I seem a little ADHD, it's because they're already starting to connect to me. So, yeah. Oh, if you do want to send cases, you can send them through thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. That Facebook, and if you're joining the Facebook group, it's easy to find me there as well. I'm always posting in there. I do try to share whatever I share in there. Most of the time, I share it on YouTube as well. It just depends on what it is. So I think that's about it for that stuff, right, Shazam? Oh yeah, that would sound great, because it's just weird that I got Vegas for her. I wasn't expecting that at all, and now I'm really curious if that's where she's at. So if you're new to following me, this how that I work is information that comes in, can be past, present, or future. It can be symbolic or can be have multiple meanings. Like numbers, they can have multiple meanings. I notice months, things like that, mostly, but things can have more than one meaning to them. They will use my experiences and or references to try to explain what they're trying to say, things that I've seen, such as TV shows, readings I've done. They'll say it's similar to this. Like they will use certain references to try and, get across what they're trying to say. A lot of times in cases, they'll be like, this case is like this case, and they'll reference other cases for me. They did that a lot, and I can't remember what case it was, but they kept bringing up other cases. I think it was on the podcast. The last podcast I did, yeah, they kept showing me references to cases so I could understand what they were trying to say. They do that a lot. So, as I get information, you guys are welcome to validate, what if I'm hitting on something, you can validate it in the comments. Please do not give me any extra information. I don't like to know anything. I try to go in as blind as I can. Yes, there's a lot of information out about Dylan. I've still tried to stay closed off other than what we've just validated already. So, and stuff may repeat, but I only will ever say what spirit gives me. I never try to put in my own thoughts or anything like that. Even if I know something, I'll only give it if it's being given to me, if it's coming to me, not from me. So I will make sure I have to always say what they give me. And sometimes I always second guess or question it because I'm like, well, I already kind of know that, but I have to say it anyways because there's a reason. There's always a reason that spirit gives me something, whether it fits this case or another case or whatever. There's always a reason. Or it may fit the past or the future, whatever. There's always a reason for it. We're learning that my interconnects are happening a couple cases prior, or they're interconnecting with similar cases. What I find interesting about Dylan's case is it seems to be interconnecting Daniel Robinson, who was the next one that I did, with the cows, because I kept hearing cows and people say, okay, there's cows in the area, not necessarily on Dylan's property, but also I guess that Daniel crashed on a ranch with a bunch of cows. So the interconnect is the cows in that one. And they're both, they're both males. So and it's the deserts. So that's the interconnect. There's similarities in the cases. But we're noticing that I get information prior cases that I work prior. And then we're figuring out, well, wait, I got that a couple cases before, it fits here. But they can't interconnect that way, like similarities in the cases. So I do think that the cows that I got are for both cases. I think that Dylan can hear cows wherever he is, because that's something that kind of won't go away. So I just wanted to remind you guys of like kind of how my interconnects work. That not everything that I get may fit here. Most of it will, but sometimes it's going to fit another case that I'm going to work in the future or that I've already worked. Why Spirit works like that with me, I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know, but they do. And so it's interesting. Hold on one second. It's really not hard to find the live video. Hold on one second. Someone can't find it. Okay, so I don't know why. No, I don't know why they can't find the live. I had to send them a link. So, okay. The way that I work is I do, so usually I like to do like my private readings and stuff, typing, because I channel best when I'm focused. But I'm noticing that when I do my live readings this way, they are pretty accurate. And so I scribble to kind of do that. There's other psychic mediums, I don't know if you've seen them, that actually do that. I have to do that to kind of focus, because otherwise my mind will wander. So it kind of gets me focused in, and so that I can connect to spirit. I also pull up a picture, and I like to work off a picture of the best. So I'm going to pull up a picture of Dylan, and we're going to see what we get. I really don't know how this is going to go. I can't promise anything. I can't promise a location. I can't promise anything. Just what comes through. So I'm gonna, and the girls will tell you, like, I try not to know anything extra, even though there's a lot of stuff that come out. I try not to know anything. I'll tell them, don't tell me. So thank you. Dude, cat, really? Okay, so I'm just trying to find I want to use a different picture than I used last time, just to see if there's, any difference. But the one with his hat, you can't really see his face that well. This one you can, though. I'm going to try this one. If this one doesn't work, I'll just use the original one I used. Sometimes I like to use different ones. I really like to use the most recent to their disappearance or whatever, but we'll see how this works right here. So I'm going to try this one. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to go ahead and just go back to the original one that I used, because I did get a lot of good information off of that one. But I'm already feeling stuff. I've been feeling stuff since I started talking to you guys, since I got on live. My head was hurting right here. Now I'm starting to get to where I can't breathe. There's reference to my chest area. I feel like I want to cough. So sometimes spirit will start off making me feel things, and it can be related to their passing. I always say symptoms, ailments, or related to their passing or not. But in this instance, when it comes to cases, it's usually related to, because I don't feel that he's alive. From all the information I got the last reading, if he was alive, I wouldn't have gotten as much as I did. And he did tell me that foul play was involved. So, unfortunately, he's making the whole side of my head hurt right here, like really bad. I'm hoping he doesn't make it hurt too much. Sometimes I have to tell him to back up a little bit, because sometimes they'll really make my head hurt really bad, depending. So I'm just connecting a little bit better. I mean, it's making me feel a lot more than I felt last time, as far as in my body, because my chest is hurting really bad. So there's something with his chest where he couldn't breathe. I'm getting sharp pains, and then there's definitely a head injury. And I remember the last reading, like, I was stuck on going down the road. I mean, now we kind of know why, but I don't know if that's where his body is. I mean, he made me feel like it was someone's property, but he could have been pointing to where the person lived, trying to explain to me where they live. And please also, like, don't give me like thoughts like what you think happened. I know people like to do that and stuff, but it really throws me off and gets me second guessing. So really having a hard time breathing here for some odd reason. I'm hoping he's going to come through, because a lot of people have been doing EVPs and stuff, and I was a little worried about his energy being drained or something like that. Like Summers was. I think I'm going to go back to the other picture. I mean, I'm feeling stuff, but I'm not flooding information. It's not flooding in. Go back to the original picture. It's a good picture. Yeah, thank you, Angela, but that has someone in it. It's not as clear. I'm just going to go back to the original picture, because my ribs are hurting. I'm starting to think that he got beat up before he was, like, there was a fight, because, I mean, I know with the last reading, I kept getting, like, argument, and I could still hear argument now. So I do think that there was an altercation and an argument. I hear the word land, so I don't know if it was specifically over land, or there, something happened on the land that he wasn't happy about, that started the argument. But I still get money. As being, for some reason, money's involved. I just don't know exactly, what the reason is. Yeah, I'm using that one. That's the one I'm using, Angela. Thank you. I decided to use that one because I wasn't getting much with the other one, oddly. I don't know why. Yeah, I do think there was some sort of altercation. And you know what? I feel like I got to sneeze again. I did that last time. So it makes me wonder what's around him that would make him feel like he needs to sneeze, because that's what I feel like. And I felt that the last time I did a reading on him. I don't know if you guys remember, but I sneezed. And I thought I was just sneezing, but it's happening again. So that's kind of odd. Right. I don't think so either. I don't really know the significance of it, though. Okay, because I'm kind of seeing some things play in my mind, and because I keep seeing, okay, so there's a reference to, I'd like to know if this neighbor guy drinks, because I keep picking up that someone that was drinking that night, or that was drunk, or that was belligerent, like that kind of comes in, and I don't know if it's just they were like that at some, that they're like that sometimes, or they were like that night, but I keep picking up alcohol, mostly beers, because I hear the beer bottles clank. So I'm wondering if this guy drinks a lot of beer and that he was drinking that night, because it's almost like Dylan went to go talk to him about something. What I'm confused about is why his boots were somewhere else. That's why I'm kind of, okay. So there's something about, so I feel like, Dylan had to go to this property for whatever reason, right? And I call him the neighbor, squatter, neighbor, whatever you want to call him. Spirit called him a neighbor because anybody that lives in the vicinity is a neighbor in Spirit's eyes, right? So that's why I kept getting neighbor in the last reading. It's weird because I wonder if this trailer has steps up it, because it's like I can hear Dylan walk. Okay, it's like I can hear Dylan walking up like a couple stairs to get to the trailer. And he was going to, it's like he was going to confront him about something. I don't know if, I don't really know what, because I still get a link to someone that works for him, and I don't know if this guy did any work at all for him, because that would be why it would validate, is if this guy did any work at all for him, or if it's because this guy is connected to someone that works for him. And I'm going along with what Dylan gave me the first reading. So this is not based off of anything that's come out, because I got that 3 weeks before anything came out. So he's kind of he's going to show me bits and pieces, I guess, of what happened that night, and hopefully I understand it correctly. Because we are human and we can misunderstand things. So I'm getting super hot. There is, so it's almost like I see Dylan park the truck, and I hear him walk up the stairs. That's why I'm wondering if there's steps to this trailer. It's like the trailer looks white to me, and it's like kind of like, not in the best of shape. But you know how I can see it. I can see it in my mind's eye, like how it looks. And there's a couple of those stairs, like that kind of go up like the side. And then there's like a little. I don't know what kind of stairs they're called, but there's like a little platform there. I don't know what you would call it. It's almost like Dylan. Like Dylan wasn't afraid of really anything. I feel like when it came to his work and his farm, he was very upfront with how he wanted, where he wanted things to go, with his farm and with his work and stuff. And there's certain things like he wouldn't put up with, and he wasn't afraid to let people know like what he wouldn't put up with. And he looks like a good kid, and he was a good kid, but I mean, he seems like he would be mellow and calm, and he was, but it's like if you were doing something wrong, he would let you know it. That's how it comes across. If he didn't like something that was going on, he would let you know it. So there was something on the property, because I hear land, so I don't know if he was upset that he was there or there's another reason. Because I keep getting there was an altercation over something. Yes, blunt, honest. That's what I'm trying to get at, I guess. Like, he was a good boss, okay? Because bosses aren't supposed to let people be lax and do whatever they want to do. He would make sure that things were in line. He's very organized, and he would, if someone was out of line, he's going to tell them they're out of line, or if something was done the wrong way, he's going to tell them it's done the wrong way. Like, that's how he comes across. And there was something that didn't sit right with him, and I hear him, it's like weird. I hear him like stomping up the stairs. I can keep hearing that. Like, if someone were to stomp up, like if I had, if you had like the stairs that would lead to a trailer, like those kind of stairs, how it sounds whenever someone stomps up it, like I keep hearing that. So it's almost like he went to go talk to him about something, because I hear him knocking on the door. What's weird is I feel they had an argument at that point in time. Okay. This is where it gets kind of confusing. I'm going to try to follow what he's telling me in hopes I get it right. So I feel like there's an altercation where he was telling him something. I don't really know what it is, though. I keep hearing land. I don't know if he was just mad that he was on there, or if there was something he was doing that he wasn't liking and he wanted to tell him about it. Or if he had a bunch of junk. I don't really know. There's something that he was like gonna tell this guy he needed to fix or do or something like that. But there's also money around this, and I don't really know where the money comes in, because I got that before very strongly. I don't know if maybe I don't know where that comes in at, because I still get it. But what's weird is it's almost like, so they talk, but I don't feel like it goes anywhere at that point in time, which is weird. Because every time that something happens to him, I want to put him back at wherever Dylan stayed, wherever his boots and stuff were found. I mean, yeah, I think there was stuff that was planted. Hello. I do think there was stuff that was made to look a different way, but Dylan shows me after he said what he needed to say. Like, I see him getting back in his truck, I think. Because I can hear the truck door close. You know how the heavy trucks, the heavy older school trucks, how they kind of sound whenever they close the door, how it sounds like kind of heavy. I keep seeing that. So I think at that point, I don't think anything happened at that point, but I think he ticked him off. Because that's how it comes across. Like the dude was sitting there stewing over what Dylan had said, like, who does he think he is, kind of thing, is how it's coming across. And I don't think that this is big, some like huge, it doesn't come across as it's some like huge conspiracy thing with like a bunch of people involved. Like, it honestly doesn't come across that way. Like, it feels more simple than that. I just heard Don knows more. So he probably knows more than he's letting on. I heard those words very clearly. So I don't know if he was involved or he's just the connection, because I did get a connection to someone that worked with him. So that's what I'm saying. He did feel disrespected. Like, and that kind of came in, that was the attitude I got in the first reading when he was like, didn't want to listen to what was being said. I felt they were kind of both like that. Like, no one wants to listen to him because he's younger and they don't feel like they have to respect him. You know what I mean? Because they're old people, they're older guys, and they don't need to listen to some young kid, that's on a high horse kind of thing. Like, that's how it comes across. But it feels like I hear Dylan walk back down the stairs and get in his truck, and I hear the door close. So at that point, I think Dylan thought everything was okay. And I hope this is matching like the timeline and everything, because I'm doing a reading the way that I'm getting information. Please don't tell me what to do. I'm going to do the way that Spirit gives it to me. I can't just jump in and try to figure everything out. I can only give whatever Spirit gives me. So, well, I can only give what he gives me, so there's that. So there's something about I hear the word dude showing up here. So it's almost like did the guy go, it's almost like I don't know if he got drunk or he sat there and stewed and got pissed off. because that's how I feel. I feel a lot of anger from him, and maybe he has a temper problem. I hear the word assault, so I don't know if he has assault on his record somewhere. So okay. And I mean, he looks like, as I described before, where I said he had gray hair and gray mustache and beard, and he sometimes trims it and sometimes he grows it a thicker build. Like, that's how I think I described it in the last reading. So I think he has a temper problem, and it's almost like he sat there and stewed and drank, and drinking makes it worse. Because I'm trying to see, honestly, if there's anybody else involved. And when the information came in the first reading, it was they kept saying the neighbor, and he kept taking me down the road, and then they were talking about someone that worked for him. So I don't know if this guy ever worked or did any work at all. But well, if you watch the first reading, I already said all of this, Lavon. So and I know he connects to Dawn, which works for Dylan. So I don't know if that's the connection or if there's more there, because from what I see, I only see one person. It doesn't feel like it's like a bunch of people, like a gang, like they ganged up on him. You know what I mean? Go back to my first reading because I already got that information. I don't know why I keep getting the nighttime though. This doesn't feel like early in the day. This feels like nighttime. Does that guy even have a vehicle? Because I almost feel like Dylan was attacked on his property. Because I remember I was getting information about the property before. I was getting, I don't know exactly where his barn is, but I was getting where the shoes were for some reason. Where his boots were for some odd reason. I mean, have you seen the first reading, Lavon? Because I already talked about that in the first reading. What I'm trying to figure out is exactly where this took place at. That's what I'm struggling with right now. Because it's almost like I feel Dylan left, but I feel this guy showed up later. With a gun. And he had been drinking or something. Because I keep hearing the beer bottles, and I keep getting him drinking. So I don't know if he got ticked off, started drinking. It made matters worse. That word I said last time, I didn't know if you guys realized it actually is the name of a gun. I can't remember what the word was that I said, but it's the name of a gun. That was interesting. The name of a rifle. So I keep getting like he showed up with a rifle. But it's weird because I still get that. Well, that's good to know because I got drunk in the very first reading, so that makes sense. And I think he's involved because the reason, no, it wasn't that. We thought it was a college, but it ends up being a gun. So because I know that everything that I got points to him in the first reading. So that's why it feels like it's a continuation of the first reading. Like they're taking all the stuff he gave me in the first reading. It's been validated. And now it's like, that's where I'm picking up from. Not just because not just because now the information's out. I just want to put that out there. So it's weird because I keep feeling a shovel upside my head at the same time. The stuff I'm getting, like that I'm seeing, I'm second guessing it because it's like weird. I feel like he went to Dylan's and confronted him after he got belligerent and kind of became more of a jerk. And you know how sometimes people leave a shovel like in the like standing up in dirt, they like put half the shovel there and it's still standing up in the dirt. I don't know if some reason they were standing there and right where the shovel was and the dude just picked it up and hit him over the head, because I got the same thing last time. Like I felt like I got knocked off guard and hit in the head. Like I'm not even sure he was shot there. The reason I feel like there would be more blood and stuff if he was actually shot there. Like that's why that isn't really. So I only think there was a little bit of blood because I feel like I'm walked upside the head. And that's where my head pain's coming from. I'm trying to focus on what else happened and where he is now. Because I'm trying to figure out, because the first reading he kept saying he was down the road, down the road, down the road. So I kept thinking that he was talking about he might not have been talking about his body, he might have been talking about the person. Because I kept getting down the road. So he might have been talking about the person was down the road. Not necessarily his body, but I kept getting like a property. But what was weird is I kept seeing at the back of the property or a back of a property. I don't know how huge that acreage is and if it's been checked or not. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going here and try not to think about the last reading. Because it's almost like he was knocked out and then taken somewhere else and killed. Right, a partial. So, does Don have any property out there or no? Because there's some way that he plays into it, and he told me straight up that he knows more, than what he's saying. And I seriously felt like he was on property, but now I'm thinking he was just saying down the road is where the guy was that was responsible, because he kept saying neighbor and then he kept taking me down the road. So because it's almost like I'm walked upside the head, I'm dragged, I'm put in my truck. Yeah, 5 miles. I'm put in my truck, and I got 4 and 7, so I don't know if he was saying he was between 4 and 7 miles or whatever, but he kept telling me in the first reading down the road, and I couldn't get past it. He wouldn't let me get past it to anything else because that's what he was trying to tell me. So, right. No, he wasn't just squatting there because Dawn let him stay there, apparently. But like I said, he would be considered a neighbor because anybody that lives around there in Spirit's eyes is a neighbor, and that's why I got that. But I still feel like he straight up said that Dawn knows more than he's letting on. And that's probably why I picked up more on him in the first reading, because I was picking up someone that worked for him as well. So it's almost like I was picking up 2 different energies. It's almost like he was hit in the head with like a shovel or something. I swear. Knocked out. Yeah, Dawn let him stay there because they were friends. And they said neighbor when it first came out anyways. So that's how that's how they were trying to tell me. But it's almost like I see him put Dylan in the truck and take him somewhere. He killed him somewhere else. It was like there was a point of no return. He didn't want to go back to jail. It was like he passed the point of no return at that point. I think he's still in Utah, but I hear border. I hear border. Hey, Angela, how far are the mountains from there? Are they like really far or no? They're not? Like if I were to be like on the border of Nevada and Utah, but I'm on the Utah side. Really? Because it's almost like you took him to the mountains and shot him so no one would hear, no one would anything. And it's weird because I feel like he knocked him out and he put him in the truck, but I feel like my hands are tied. I know, but I'm wondering, like, that's what I'm saying. How close is to where I'm talking about? Like, if I'm on the border but I'm on the Utah side, but I go towards the mountains because I heard border. I feel like he tied his wrists or his hands together so that if he woke up, he couldn't fight or something. That's the first time I got that. I feel like my hands are tied together. I'd be curious if there's a shovel missing from that property because I feel like he threw it in the back of the truck to take it with him. So I would be very curious if there's a shovel missing from Dylan's property. He's like super laboring my breathing. Because it's like I want to go to the border and then out to the mountains. Because I keep seeing mountains. I keep feeling like he took him to the mountains. Not way up high. Not in like a real complicated place. Somewhere where no one's going to hear anything. But I'd be curious if there's like, I don't know if he took the shovel with him to bury him or just because it was evidence. Because I think the whole reason I was getting a property before, he was trying to tell me about the property that the guy lived on. I don't know if Dylan's on the property now. He might have been at one point. But honestly, this dude or Dylan's. Because it's possible the guy didn't take Dylan's phone out if it was Dylan's phone. But because I heard border and then I want to go to like the mountains, almost the base, but not like, you know how sometimes there's like dirt roads that kind of go up into the mountains. I hear the word plateau. Plateau. Huh. So I'm wondering if the guy didn't take it out of his pocket and that's why it pinged there. Because I feel like Dylan was alive at the time he left he was taken from the property, is the way it comes across. And his hands were tied and he was knocked out. And I see the guy throwing the shovel in the truck. So I don't know if he took the shovel because it was evidence or because he took it because he's going to, use it to bury him or something. But it's weird. I feel like I'm right on the border. That word and they're giving me my line. Like I get a line for state line or county line or whatever. I don't think he's in Nevada. I think he's on the Utah side, but I think it's like the mountain range that crosses the border right there. I don't know if I'm making sense because that's what I keep seeing. Like I feel like he drove him out there and trust me, I'm concentrating enough. When I'm looking off, I'm getting my vision. I wonder what the creek and the lone tree was about in the last reading. I wonder if there's one that you passed by or that's in this area. Because I keep feeling like I am concentrating. Trust me. When I'm looking off, I fight my vision sometimes. So trying to make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing before I tell you guys. Yeah, I feel like the border is significant, but I don't feel like he's on Nevada side. I keep being on this side, Utah side. Where at in the mountains? Where is the creek significant at? Because who it was is described in my first reading, and who is my first reading matches who the suspect is now. Yeah. So that's who I'm being shown as the same guy that I was shown in my first reading. So I don't know if they passed a creek or the creek is significant, because it's weird. I feel like it's not deep in the mountains. It's not like he drove forever into the mountains or anything like that. I feel like I'm low, like I'm not up high, but I'd be curious if there's a plateau of some kind or something with the plateau in the name. Because I heard plateau. I don't like to look at maps until very last. I like to see what I'm trying to see first because various reasons. Are there also like sandy spots that are in the mountains? Like, I know there's like rocky areas, but I also get sandy. I also get some sandy spots for some reason. Yeah, soft sand, like desert sand. Okay. Now, because I know, like, I don't feel like he's way up in the mountains. It feels low. Yeah, like base. But are there trails and stuff there too, or no? These mountains don't have those. Okay. Because it's like he walked him down somewhere, a trail around that area. Okay. Because I feel him pulling the truck up and he kind of hides it a little bit, like it's not on the open, but at the same time, there's not really anybody out there. I feel like it's dark. I don't know what time he went missing or anything, but I see stars. So this tells me this happened at nighttime. Or close to nighttime, or at this point it was nighttime, because I keep seeing lights and stars and all that. Now it could be like really early in the morning, but I keep seeing stars. Like how you look out up at a night sky, that's what I keep seeing. So that tells me it was nighttime or there were stars out. So I got chills on that one. So that's truth for me. I lost this picture. I'm getting the 29th again. I got that. I got that last reading. I don't really know what is around that date. Okay. But it's like weird. I'm like at the base, and then there's trails, and then it's sandy. And I don't feel like if they flew a drone over there, they wouldn't see him. He's been covered up pretty well, and I don't know if if he tried to bury him with that's what I can't tell right now, is if he tried to bury him with the shovel in that sand. It's very possible. But rocks? Something about rocks. Maybe I'm trying to bury him and then putting rocks on top of him or something. Like, I feel like he's hidden, but I see piled rocks. So whether he's under the rocks or they're just like a reference point, like if you see these rocks, he's going to be around here somewhere. It's one or the other, because I see rocks piled on top of each other. Like, it kind of looks like how you would pile on top of a body, weirdly. I don't know if there's those kind of rocks out there. I don't know why I'm seeing that. He's super laboring my breathing, man. I hear 2 shots. And maybe that's why in the first reading, whenever I heard the gunshots, all the birds flew. Like, whenever someone goes hunting or something like that, like, I don't think he's in a mine. It doesn't come across that way. It's like he walked him down a trail. I'd be curious if there's a plateau around there, because it could be like below the plateau or around the plateau. My spine is hurting. I think he was shot twice. I want to say through the chest, and the head is significant, but I don't know if that's because of the being hit in the head and taken or not. He's down one of those trails towards the base of the mountain, but I still get sand, so he could be in sand, but I still get rocks on top. That's the area they really need to focus on, is right at the border, at the base, like the mountains down the trails. I don't know if they've searched there or not. I imagine. I also don't know where the creek comes in. I feel like I still see a creek and a lone tree as being significant, but I don't really know if that's just something that's passed on the way or, is in the area close by or whatever. There's something also about near the creek, like there's more greenery, because I keep seeing that as well. Greenery or trees or something like that. I hear the word Hoffman, but I don't know how that fits. That might not even fit this case when it comes to my names. I just always say it because it won't go away unless I say it. Hopefully it'll fit somewhere. But it's weird. I only see Dylan and this guy. Okay. But I'm sure they checked that, right? I'm sure they checked where his phone pinged. Because I think the only reason his phone would ping is if the guy forgot to take, like, he had it on him, and the guy didn't even think about it. You know what I mean? To take it out. Hoffman. But I don't know if it fits this case. Well, I don't know, that place needs to be scoured, because it's like I feel like I'm inside. Okay, you know how you take trails like into the mount, like I don't know how to explain this because I can see it. So I might try to do a map. I don't know if I'd be able to draw what I'm seeing at all. But it's like you would take trails like into like the mountains, and I keep getting like there's little sandy areas, and then again I get rocks piled up. So I don't know if they looked exactly where he's at, but I feel like they were close at one point, because you're talking about a watering hole. Like I keep getting the creek, and I keep getting like, you know how when you have a creek you have a bunch of different like greenery things around that creek. Like I keep getting that, but then if you go up a little bit more, he's like so close to the border. It's weird because they keep taking me to that border, but they say on Utah side. Mountain range. Keeps making my ribs hurt. So I don't know if they had gotten to. There's something with his ribs and his spine, because those are two places that were hurting on me significantly. And again, my breathing is labored. Like I feel like I can't take a full breath. So I feel like his lungs are affected. I don't think the guy realized he had his phone on him, or didn't think to check or something like that, because normally I would say, well, they just took his phone and like threw it out there or whatever, but this is where he's taking me to, which is different than where he took me last time. But I think last time it was more about there's where the person is, like down the road. Down the road's the person kind of thing. There might still be something on the property evidence or something too. That's why he was adamant about the property. Yeah, sorry. Which is what I'm getting, that the mountain range is on the border. What would make you sneeze? Right. So that could be the money with his wallet where it's missing. That could be the money that I've been getting the entire time. And if Dylan had his phone on him and then the guy realized it later and got rid of it. But right, I'm trying to think like weeds or something like that. Like, because that's the second time I've sneezed during his reading, and I don't sneeze during all my readings. It's just kind of coincidental. You know I'm yawning. I apologize for my yawns. Yeah, that could be it, sagebrush, because I think I'm definitely allergic to that. And he might be too, but I know it makes you sneeze. Because I don't think it's a coincidence that I've sneezed 2 readings now. Okay. But it's not a coincidence. So he's got to be near sagebrush. Sand is important. There's a pile of rocks that are important. I don't know if they're on top of him or it's just a reference point. But, right. Because I feel like he took him out there. And I'm sorry for what I'm going to say. And I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm misunderstanding. Again, this is only psychic medium impressions. This is not anything that is factual. This is only what I'm getting, and I apologize. Because I feel him take him out of the car, and he's leading him by his hands are tied. I feel like he's leading him by I don't know what he tied it. He tied his hands with something, because that's or his wrist, because that's what keeps coming in, and I keep feeling my wrists are bound. And it's like he pulled him out of the truck with that, but then I see him like kicking him like with his foot, like kicking, like when you would kick someone to move forward on their butt, like that. Like I got that one time. I just did it with my foot because it's like I can see it. And then I see him like pushing him, and he's got a gun in his hand. He's pushing him and pushing him. Pushing him, he makes him walk down a trail. Makes him walk. He knows this area for some reason. I don't really know how. He wanted to make sure no one heard the gunshot, no one would find him. He's pushing him, making him walk down this trail. Dylan's scared at this point. I feel a lot of fear at this point. I don't know if he was religious, but I feel like he was praying in his mind. Tara, I only see one person. I only see the guy that I've seen since the beginning in my other readings. Do I think that other people know more? Yes, I think that Dawn knows more. And I was getting someone that worked for him. But when it comes to this is I'm only seeing one person. So they might be all suspects, but this is what they show me. And again, I feel like they walk around. He walks him down this pathway a little bit. But at this point, it feels like the point of no return for this guy. Not only is he out of his mind and been drinking, and he doesn't want to get caught now for kidnapping and whatever else, he's got to do something with him because, you know what I mean? Remember I got Alfalfa and Michael? That's kind of weird. Anyways, at this point, he's past the point of no return. He can't. I feel like what's going through his mind is he can't let him live at this point. He's already messed up too much. And I feel like he keeps calling him boy. Like, go on, boy. So I keep hearing, go on, boy. Dylan's kind of begging him, like, you don't have to do this. I'm not going to tell nobody nothing. Just let me go. We'll call it even. Like, you could stay, whatever. I feel like at this point, not only is he praying in his mind, he's begging the guy. And so that could be where the money's coming in too. Like, that supposedly is owned by Dawn, or the trailer is supposedly, from what I understand and what I heard. That's why I think he's involved somehow. Either he knows more, or it's just because he owns it, or something. I mean, but as far as this guy, this is the guy I've seen since the beginning. I only got one guy. I was told, the neighbor. I was given a description. I was given the letter J. There's too much that fits him that's not coincidental. And, I said neighbor. They kept taking me down the road. So everything I've gotten on him matches him. It doesn't match anybody else other than the working for him. Working for Dylan, that could be because it's a connection. Because there's a connection to Dawn, and Dawn worked for Dylan. So that's why I think that came through, and I do think that he knows more or something like that. I don't feel a bunch of people involved. Like I said, I see him and Dylan, and that's it right now. Do more people maybe know and are helping cover it up? It's a possibility. But at the same time, Dawn's the one that turned him in. So this guy's he's a little mental. He's been a career criminal is what I hear. Career criminal. So then I see him walking down the trail a little bit, and then it's like I get the same that I got in the first reading with the gunshot and the birds taking off. Now, whether that really happened, I don't know, but that's just how it happens in movies. When someone's taken out in the middle of nowhere and they're shot and then the birds fly up, that's what I'm seeing, like how they do in movies. So it's kind of the same thing. He's taken in the middle of nowhere. I get the word cactus, but I don't really know why. I feel like maybe he's a little bit further than his phone ping. And I don't know how far up they searched or how deeply they searched, if they just did it with drone or not, because if they did it with just a drone, they're not going to see him. But, well, I know that they're talking about, like, the heat stuff, but if there's rocks on top of him, they wouldn't see, like, the change in the temperature, which is maybe why there is rocks on top of him. I just keep seeing rocks piled, and I'm just curious if he's showing me that because either there's rocks piled right next to him or they're on top of him. I don't even know if you can find a bunch of rocks there, so not sure about that. Freaking bugs are annoying. It's like I see him drag him out of view. So I keep getting a sand, like in the mountains, trails, sand, rocks, probably sagebrush, because I keep wanting to sneeze. The border, the mountain range that's on the border, Utah side. I don't think he's in Nevada. I think he's in Utah side. My throat's even starting to hurt right now, which is weird. It was hurting before I ever came on, so I don't really know why my throat is hurting. It's weird because I see Dylan drop to his knees and then the gun goes off. He keeps taking me forward and then back. And I feel like it's a rifle. I keep getting a longer nosed gun like a rifle, not a handgun. And I feel like this guy knew how to use guns. He liked guns. He shot guns, even though he's not supposed to have them. Polytech. That's what we were trying to say before. I had thought it was like a college or something, but it's a brand of gun. So that's kind of weird. A brand of rifle, actually. So that's kind of that was kind of interesting when I found that out. I don't know. I feel like he's like, off the side of the trail. I want to say, sometimes my stuff is mirrored, so my direction has been all screwed up lately, but I want to say it's off to the right. I keep feeling against the mountain or something. I don't know. Like how, oh, if it's, how like sometimes the mountains are like rocky and stuff. Right, and I was going to ask you about that, about hunting area, because that's kind of like the feeling I was getting when, whenever, I don't know, that's just the feeling I was getting. I was going to ask you if there's any hunting areas out there, but I didn't think there was. I think that's right, because I was going to ask you that. I got off on something else and I didn't, because, see, I had no idea. Okay, that makes sense then, because I was going to ask you about that, if there was a hunting area around there. Because of the way that it was coming across, I was kind of hearing hunting like I did in Suzanne's. And I was kind of getting my symbols for that with the orange vests and stuff. So I was going to ask you about a hunting area. So yeah, that would make sense. But it's weird. It's like, okay, so I'm not seeing a ravine. I know someone was asking me about that. And at the time, I thought he was on the property because that's what I was given last time. But I think he was just talking about probably evidence for one. And that's where the guy was. He was trying to take me to the guy that did it. So, I know a lot of people are saying ravines. It's not like I don't feel like I'm in a crevice or a ravine or something like that. No, there might be some around there, but where he's by, I don't know. I just know that I feel like I'm kind of up against like the side of the rock mountain, but there's a reference to, again, lots of sand, weird ass bugs, lots of sand, sagebrush. I feel like he's hidden really well, and there's a pile of rocks, either the pile of rocks on top of him or next to him. But those are all things that keep coming in very clearly and on the border of the mountain range. But he's not exactly where his phone was pinging. He's a little bit higher up. And again, I get a reference to trails, like into the mountains. If I don't think I can draw it. But like, here's the side of a mountain. It's like Dylan's like right here. Right. It would be higher, but I'm saying like it's not like way high. Like he didn't go like way high in the mountains, but he's up higher, like probably wherever the hunting area is where I'm thinking about. Because I was getting that, but right. But it's not like at the very base either. But the reason why I think the creek and stuff was coming up is because, is there like a lone tree out there at all? That lone tree keeps coming in. I don't know exactly why that keeps coming in. If there's a lone tree by the entrance to where you go in or whatever or something or what. I don't know. But there's a lone tree that keeps coming in that's been coming up since the last time. And I don't really know. So a lone tree where the hunting area is, because maybe it's at the entrance or something of the trail that he took. Because if he did wash, the car was washed and everything, or the truck was washed and everything, this is why. Okay. I don't even know if there are trees in the mountains. I just keep getting a lone tree as being like super significant. And it kept coming in last reading. So usually when something's like really really significant, it will repeat multiple times, and that's something that's repeated multiple times, so it's gotta be significant to something. Thank you, Vanished and Forgotten. I only see, I don't see a group of guys go out there with them. I just see this one person. It's the same person I've seen since the beginning, which seems to be right. Of course, innocent until proven guilty and all that jazz. But I think there's motive there. I think he ticked him off. And the motive comes from, like I said, the land. Like, it has to do with the land, like I was saying. And then you said that he wanted to buy it. Well, maybe the guy didn't really want him to do that because he thought he was going to lose his house or something like that, or he was living. I don't know. I had so many freaking mosquito bites. Is there a plateau around there? Going somewhere? Like where I'm talking about? Okay. That's got to be the right area then. There's too much around there that I'm saying. Right. But I feel this. I keep wanting to go to the right side. It can be mirrored, but for some reason I keep wanting to stay on the right side. And it would be, you're looking for everything that I've talked about in this area. There's nothing with the word cactus out there, is there? I got that word and I don't know where it fits. I just am going to ask. Hey, Ginger, be nice, baby. It's okay. Don't step on the computer. It's okay. It's okay, Roscoe. Okay. Yeah, Ginger scared him away and then he tried to step on the computer. Roscoe, he's okay, buddy. And I'm thinking that it's going to be Box Elder because I got Box Elder and Suzanne. And it doesn't fit Suzanne. I don't think it does anyways. Right, and I think that's where I'm talking about. Because it's like I feel like you want to take him somewhere where like no one's going to hear a gunshot, call the cops, there's not going to be blood everywhere, you know, that kind of stuff. Like he had his mind what he wanted to do and where he was going to go and everything. Like I feel like he sat there and stewed for a while and got really ticked off. And that's just what started this. But it started with just a confrontation. It was Dylan telling him how it was. He didn't like being told nothing like that. I don't know. I think that's all I'm getting, honestly. So I don't know if he used the shovel at all, or that's what I can't tell. I don't know, it's weird. Like, I keep seeing Dylan, like, up against the side of the mountain kind of thing. But then I keep getting a reference to a bunch of sand and trails and, like, reset sagebrush and then a pile of rocks. Like, that's all the things. And then plateau. And then a lone tree. Like, that's all the things. So... okay. Yeah, it could be. Some of the, I'll always say mostly names are belonging in another case. Why? I don't know. But just Hoffman and Cactus are two things. Those are the only two names I really got other than Border and Plateau. I got 29. I don't know where that fits. I don't know what that date is. I don't know what that date is. I don't know. Like I said, some of these names probably won't fit here. I'm probably going to fit somewhere else because that's usually what happens with names. And I think it's because I try so hard to get names, I pull in other things. I wonder if he liked to tinker with things when he was younger. I get the word tinker and I see him like tinkering with stuff, fixing stuff or building stuff or something like that. Yeah, that came in the last reading too. So I didn't know if it was May 29th or what. I don't know. But that came in the last time too. Also, that 7 is coming in again. Came in last reading. I keep getting, I don't know if he liked to see how things work or tinker with things or try to fix things. Like that comes in with around him as well. I don't know where the birthday is. He shows me a cake with candles. So I don't know if it's his birthday or a family member's birthday. Someone's birthday is just passed or is coming up because I'm getting my birthday cake signed for that. I just always try to give a little bit of validation of stuff that I wouldn't know, if I can, whenever I do these readings. He's pretty visual in what he gives. Like, I was trying to get him to take me step by step, and I was waiting to kind of tell you guys because I was making sure I was seeing it right. But if it doesn't change on me, then I know that it's spirit. So I just kind of got to go with what I get and not question it, and hopefully no one else questions it. Because so far we're right on the money with what has been coming out now. So I'm just going to trust Dylan and what he's telling me. I hope that it's right. Smart kid. Super smart kid. Loyal. He describes himself as a loyal person. Loyal. He's smart. Good, well-rounded kid. I say kid, he's, 19, but going on 20, but, he turned out to be a good kid. This is unfortunate, super sad. I don't know why church is coming in if his family's religious or something like that, or there's a reference to a church. That is coming in as well for some reason. I feel like I'm in church. I know someone's been going to church a lot lately with this whole situation. What's LDS mean? Where does it go? Because I feel like I'm actually in a church, so I don't know if it's symbolic or not. Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't know that. That must be what he's talking about, the faith. Okay, all right. That makes sense because I felt like I was in a church and I don't know if, okay, all right. No wonder they don't want to take any psychic information then. Okay, that makes sense now. That makes sense now. I still put it out because obviously, the information. Okay. Obviously the information I've put out so far is accurate. Whether they want to listen or not, I understand. I never want to push my readings on anybody, and if they are out of that faith, it's completely different in what they believe and whatnot. So I kind of now it makes sense now. Now some things make sense about them not wanting to take information. I get it, but other people can, right? Other people that are looking for him can. So that's why. Okay, see, I didn't know that. So that's good validation right there. And there is somebody's birthday that's coming up or that is just passed because he is giving me the birthday cake very strongly. I wonder how many brothers and sisters he has. I don't know if that has to do with the 7, but that. Oh, okay, so it's next month. Okay. All right. That must be his birthday coming up next month. Okay. All right. He's just validating because I like to ask spirit for validation that I don't things that I don't know or wouldn't know. I didn't know anything about them being Mormon or anything like that. So now things make sense, and that's why he was showing me like church and stuff. And so I don't know if a lot of people are praying or if that's where the donations are coming from, but I see, and it's a huge church that I see too. Well, very nice on the inside, I should say. But okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He's a good, well-rounded boy. I feel like he tried to stay out of trouble. I think maybe he kind of said some things sometimes that kind of jerked people the wrong way, but it was just him being straight up and blunt and telling them how it was. And in this situation, that's like he was a good businessman, really smart and really good with like money and things like that. Like really smart. Like he had it going on for his age. Definitely. Okay. All right. Well, that's good because that's the validation I was trying to get. All right. I said I just try to get the validation so that it shows that I'm talking to him, that I'm not just pulling this out of my butt. He did like to have a good time though, like any teenager does, have a couple drinks or whatever. Oh, it's okay. You're all good. It's making my head hurt again. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't know if this is going to fit here, but I hear Berkeley. So we're just going to say that. case does fit, or if it's somewhere. I'm sorry. I don't feel this is connected to the family in that way. I don't think. I mean, other than the people that worked, or whoever worked for him, which I feel, Don is the connection to that, because he's the one that I guess apparently told them about the guy having guns and stuff. And yeah, he could be covering his own butt and trying to push it off on someone else, but I think I picked up on two energies last reading. I think I picked up on Dawn's and his, because they're connected. We can pick up on connections so that we can find the person that's involved. You know what I mean? Who they're connected to. So that's why they'll do that. And that's why I was getting two different energies, the neighbor and then the worker. So I think it's crazy he's got white hair, though. That's what it's seeing. Yeah. Oh, darn. All right. Well, anything else, Dylan? I get a weird name that starts with a C and ends with Nook, and I don't know. I can't get the whole word. So I don't know where that fits as well. But I think that's where they need to focus their church. They need to focus their search at, is where I described. I think when he was talking about the property, he was trying to send me back. And there might be evidence there too as well. But I think he was trying to send me to where the guy was. For some reason, that's what the first reading was about. Because if we notice, it was mostly about what happened to him, who did it, and everything in the first reading. And in this reading, it was like I wanted to focus on location. And I was seeing the same guy getting the same energy that I got in the first reading. So it wasn't like I was just taking off of, what's being said or whatever, and that he's a suspect and all that. It's the same energy. I'm picking up the same energy that I was in the first reading. So for the first reading, to have a J and like I described, and be a neighbor down the road, whatever, and then be connected to someone that works for him, like it all, it said Berkeley, but it's all too much to not validate. It's all too fitting for the suspect that they have now. It can't be a coincidence at this point. There's too much, especially with getting the letter J and stuff. It's not a coincidence, because I remember very specifically he would not let me leave or go anywhere else but down the road. And he was very adamant about that. And it was kind of to the point where it was annoying me that I couldn't really get anything else. But he's that kind of guy where when he's adamant about something, he's adamant about it. That's just it. Hey. 1 second. Sorry, my dogs bark at my son when he comes out of his room. Why? I don't know. It's not like he's not here and they don't know who he is. So I apologize. Freaking weirdos. I'm trying to wait to see if he's going to give me anything else, but I'm not really getting nothing else. And I'm super drained. I feel super drained. I know. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of like I said, my words and stuff don't always fit this case. It might fit somewhere else, but if it does, it does. Sometimes there's interconnects, but I don't know where the other names are coming in. I mean, like I said, there may be other connections, there may be other people involved in other ways, but so far what he's showing me is just him and this guy together alone. And it's the same energy that I picked up in the first reading that I described and all of that. So it's not changing. It doesn't feel like it's some huge conspiracy. It doesn't feel like, and when it comes to like rods and pendulums and things like that. The reason why people get different answers, and this is why I don't like to really use rods and pendulums, is because they're an extension of us. So they, like, if we think something in our mind, we can sway the way that it goes. They always tell you to clear your mind, but it's hard when you have your own thoughts about something, right? So we can sort of sway our mind, use our mind to kind of sway it which way it's going to go. So that's why you see people getting different answers with pendulums or with rods. They're not completely accurate. Same thing with pendulums. That's why I say whenever I do pendulums, I usually only do it for location or to try to validate something. But I always go by my readings first because it's kind of like take with a grain of salt. Because again, they are not completely accurate. They're an extension of us. Yes, they say that spirit moves it and stuff, but you can also control it if you're thinking a certain way. Like you have your own ideas and stuff. And it's really hard to clear your mind completely of your own ideas. So I always try to go by what spirit gives. And the same thing with EVPs. I mean, they could literally be anybody saying that they're any place. So that's another thing. Like I like to do them maybe for validation or for fun, but when it comes to EVPs, they're not, you don't know who's talking. And there can be tricksters that can trick you and say something that's not true. I know there's one medium that she won't use them at all because she just says that, the tricksters and stuff, like you don't know who you're getting or who you're talking to or whatever. So yeah, they're cool for validation. Sometimes I like to use them for validation if I'm like really stuck. But other than that, I try to just always go by my readings and by spirit and just follow what spirit says and hope that I'm understanding it and not misunderstanding it, because I am human and we are not right 100% of the time. We are 80-90% accurate because we're human. No one is ever 100% or 99% accurate. From what I understand, that's like an impossible thing. Even though I do get hard on myself when I'm wrong, because I don't like being wrong, because I feel like I'm going to be kicked around for it. And I'm just giving what Spirit's giving. So I can only give you what Spirit gives, and that's it. That's what I try to tell people. They want to know everything. If Spirit doesn't give everything, it's kind of impossible to get everything. So that's the way it goes. All right, so I think that's it. I've been sitting here seeing if I was going to get anything else pop in. I'm not really getting anything else pop in. Getting cherry, but I don't know if that's going to fit here because I've gotten that a lot and it might fit somewhere else. But I'm just saying it because just in case it does fit somewhere. So... all right, I have another case that I'm going to be doing. Someone asked me to do. I'll probably do that one hopefully tomorrow. I don't know. See how I feel. Thank you, Denise, for being 2 months a member. Woohoo! Thank you, Denise. Appreciate it. Because this is what I do for a living. This and readings, and it's a struggle taking care of these animals and paying my bills, let me tell you. So totally appreciate it. I appreciate everything. If you guys think this will help find him, please share it with whoever you think would listen to it. This one and the other one. Make sure they go together, because the first one is very validating. The first reading is very validating because what I got is what's coming out now. So it's very validating to the whole story. It's like the first reading he focused on who was responsible and all of that. And the second reading, we were trying to focus on what happened and where he is. So, because I swore like the first reading he was like on a property, but I think the property was for other reasons, like where the dude was and other stuff. So, if you guys know anybody that will listen, because I know the family isn't. So anybody else that, that may listen, that is searching or whatever, make sure that they get both videos, and we'll do what we can on our side, but it's very hard to get anybody to listen to us. So please share it out there. If you find, if you see somebody else getting similar stuff, mention my name. Hey, yeah, she got it too, so that we know, we're on the same wavelength. It just got ringing in my ears. I don't usually get that. Usually means they're trying to say something, but you're missing it. But he might have been trying to really talk with his voice in my ear instead of in my head, and I heard it as a high-pitched thing instead of... Okay. I don't know who that is. Like, I thought he was on a property to begin with, but this time he took me to the mountains. So I think the property was just because he was trying to say who someone down the road on a property was where the person was that was responsible. My ear. I feel like he made my ear, like, ring. He's trying to say something that I'm not getting, maybe? What did I say? I said something, but I don't remember what the name was. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that Don knows more than he's letting on, but it's like when I see the whole thing play out, yeah, no, I don't think that's it. That's not close enough. I know, but I got something I didn't write down because I couldn't get the whole word. Now I don't remember what it was. I have to rewind it. Oh, yes. Okay, you're right. Thank you. Sinuk. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is or where it fits. Okay. All right. And so keep an eye out for my Random Auto Rights World. When I say Random Auto Rights, that's my world events. I'm going to add that to the title. Like I said, there's 6 of them. And there's going to be a 7th because I have a subscriber asking me to do one again because she's went through and she saw that everything that or a lot of things that I've been getting have been coming to light. So she's asking me to do another one. Because my world predictions seem to be pretty accurate. So thanks everybody for showing up tonight. I know it was late. I do apologize. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Thank you for your support. And if you're a member, thank you for being a member. And if you're Patreon, thank you for being Patreon. And I just appreciate you guys supporting me. I guess I will see you soon. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Have to see how I feel.